Hi. So it's been a while since I've done a video and I thought I have some time. Should probably hop on and do a little yoga with you guys. So I was thinking today I want to work with a couple of poses in particular. Extended side angle will be one of them. It's nice to help stretch the legs and open the hips, and probably then triangle, since they are very supportive of each other. Complementary is the word I was looking for. Very complementary of each other. So we're going to work with some side angle and some, you gotta love it when it's live, right? And some triangle. So let me find my do not disturb button. There it is. All right, we'll get started, okay? So let's take it into child's pose to start. You're gonna take your knees wide and those big toes touching. And you're gonna press your glutes back to your heels. Go ahead and come down onto your forearms. Fingers spread wide. Try to make a nice 90-degree angle with your arms for the moment. And give yourself a second. Before you come all the way down to your child's pose, gaze to the mat. Take a big breath in to the back side of your body. Big breath in. And then open mouth, sigh it out. And we'll do it again. Big breath in. And open mouth, sigh it out. And one last time before we head down to our child's pose. Big breath in into the back side of those lungs and the back of your heart. Open mouth, exhale, and as you sigh it out, start to slowly release forehead to the earth. And let yourself go. Find your focus on your breath. Begin to inhale and exhale, allowing yourself to get heavier and heavier into the mat. One more breath. On your next inhale, lift yourself back up. Pull those forearms back. Elbows are down. And I want you to bring your knees together. Knees together. And we're going to take our left arm and slide it underneath you. Okay, so we're still in a child's pose. Notice how I'm still tucked up into a nice tight little ball here. That left arm reaches underneath and the side of the head comes down to the earth. Right arm can just relax. Keep yourself in this nice little child's pose with that threaded needle arm. And take a moment here. See if you can let your hands go. We so often hold our hand up here for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just a protection of our body. But see if you can let that hand release. Let your fingers be relaxed. Take a big breath in. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, slide that left arm out. And then slide your right arm underneath you. Lowering down. Woo, letting it go. Might feel a little tight. That's okay. Back out of it a little. Support your body in this moment. Honor where it's at right now. Breathe. And then on that next inhale, we'll slide all the way up, coming all the way to all fours. Your fingers are spread wide. Try to line it under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. And we'll inhale, lift our body up. into cow pose. Now watch those elbows. People want to do some things where they bow their elbows out or things along those lines. Just keep it solid underneath you. Exhale to your cat. So you're rounding your back. You're dropping your head. You're letting that chin kind of tuck slightly into the chest, creating that nice round upper back shape. Inhale, cow. I like to start at my tailbone and let that wave of movement move through my spine all the way up through the crown of my head. And I know that this is really challenging for a lot of people. I know this head movement is the hardest. So one of the things I like to say is float your head. Don't try to get that head up there. So when I come from my cat pose, I start at my tailbone and then my head just floats up. And then I pull those shoulders back, opening the chest, okay? And then as I exhale to my cat, same thing, tailbone. See how my spine rounds and that head drops. Kind of see if you can let that head go, move it around a little bit. Inhale, cow again, floating that head up, and then exhaling to cat. And then we'll inhale to a neutral spine. Your fingers are spread wide. You're going to curl your toes under. As you exhale, lift those sits bones high and slide your chest back towards your thighs and come into your downward facing dog. And then take a moment. Breathe. Notice how free the head feels in this pose. Go ahead and pedal your heels a couple of times. And then find your way back to stillness, back to that dog. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, side out. Inhale, gaze up to the front of your mat. And exhale, walk your feet forward. Doesn't have to come all the way to the very front of your mat, maybe like 2/3. And then exhale, forward fold. Shake out that head. Maybe if your hands reach the floor, top of your hands to the mat. See if you can just kind of give in to the sensations of that forward fold. Some moments of the day are a lot harder than others. And then on your next inhale, slide up to monkey pose. So for this one, we're going to bring our hands to our shins. Notice how my butt's really pressing back to the wall, back behind me. Legs are a little tight, so knees are a little bent. Sometimes that happens that way. If you can straighten your legs even more, great. But woo, you should probably be feeling it there. And then the chest opens. The chest comes forward. A lot of people want to do their monkey pose here. Pull those shoulders back. Shine that chest forward. Heart reaches out. Exhale, hands come to the earth. On our next inhale, we'll head to a lunge. So we're going to take the right foot and you're going to step back and try to come onto the ball of your foot so that that heel is lifted pretty high. Make sure I'm in screen here. Okay? And I'm going to plant that left foot solid under my knee. And I just want you to hold your lunge here for a moment. Feel your feet, feel your body. Maybe you can rise up onto your fingertips. Maybe not today. Start to draw that low belly and support yourself. Notice how straight or neutral my spine is. Try not to round. Try to keep yourself lifted. And then we're going to take and plant those fingertips and you're going to bring that right heel and turn it and plant it. So now you're in a warrior 2 legs, okay, warrior 2. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to bring it to the inside of your left foot. You might be on your fingertips depending on how tight your body is. That's fine, okay? You might even be like, whoa, it's a little too much for me. I'm going to put my hand on my foot. Fine too. Just find your edge, whatever that might look like, and your right hand comes onto your right hip. We're just going to hold it here. The one thing I want you to focus on is I want you to make sure that your leg and your arm are connected to each other. So don't let that leg like wobble way out to the side. Keep everything pulled in tight underneath you and just hold it here. Press to that outside edge of your right foot. Draw your core in. Leave it here, breathe. One more breath. As you exhale, your right hand is going to come to the earth and you're going to turn your back right foot into a lunge again. On your next inhale, pull your core strong and tight and see if you can reach those arms up to the sky. Good. Hold it right here. Breathe. Gaze straight out in front of you, strong in those legs. Big, deep breath. We're going to open up to warrior two. So you're going to take that back right foot, that back right heel, turn it in and plant it, and your arms are going to open to warrior two. Good. Big, deep breath. Look over those left fingertips. Now that left hand, you're going to take a big breath in. As you exhale, your left hand's going to find its way back to the inside of that left thigh. One more time, right arm reaching up. Spread those fingers wide. Open that chest. One more big deep breath. And then exhale, right arm comes back down. Your right foot will turn back into a lunge again, but this time the knee will find the earth and your left leg will make its way around to meet your right. Press yourself back to a child's pose. Inhale, come up to all fours. Curl your toes under. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out those heels. Couple cleansing breaths here. One more. Inhale, gaze comes up to the front of your mat, and exhale, walk those feet about 2/3 of the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift to that monkey pose. Oh, straighten those legs if you can. Mine do not want to straighten. They're like, no, don't do it. And then exhale your hands to the earth. Inhale, your left foot comes back into that high lunge. So this is where we're on the ball of the foot again. Your heel is lifted. Okay, hold it right here. Draw your core in just slightly and really work on the strength in your torso. Maybe you can come up onto those fingertips. Hold it. Use the strength in your body. You got it. You are strong. Then your fingers or your hands will come back down to the earth, and we're going to take that left heel and turn it in and plant it. Your right hand is now going to come to the inside of that right foot or on top of your foot, depending on how tight you are. Honor where you're at in this moment. Don't judge it based on your past or your present or what I'm doing. Just honor where your body's at. And then the left hand is going to come to that left hip. So I know for me, sensation-wise, this side is way more challenging. You might find the same thing. One side might seem like a piece of cake, and the other side might not seem like a piece of cake. It might seem like something else. Hold it here. Really connect your arm and your leg. Oh, I'm going to come up onto my foot. Give myself a little space, a little tight and pinchy in that right hip. And then I'm going to exhale that left hand down to the earth. My back left foot is going to turn back into that lunge. Here we go. Engage your core. Inhale. Ooh, wobbly. Arms come up. Good. Hold it right here. Breathe deep. Use your strength. Core is strong. Right over that pelvis. Finding your strength. And then we're going to open it up to warrior two. So turn that left heel in and plant it. And arms come wide, warrior two. Look over those right fingertips. Try to lose any grasp that you may be holding onto the floor with your toes. And the reason I say that is because I'm holding on tight. And then on your next exhale, that right hand is going to find its way to the inside of that right leg again. And your left arm is going to come straight up to the sky. Fingers spread wide. Breathe right here. Just trying to stack your shoulders the best you can. Giving yourself grace every step of the way. And then exhale, left hand comes to the earth. Right hand does a little bit of a shift over and we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Take a moment, shake out your legs. Inhale, come high on those toes. Exhale, let your heels melt to the mat. Fingers spread wide. Elbows turned in just slightly. Hold your dog right here. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, gaze up to the front of your mat. And exhale, walk your feet forward. Plant those feet. Inhale, halfway lift monkey pose. Keep getting out of the screen. I'm not very good at this whole videotaping thing. We have our strengths and our weaknesses, right? And then exhale, forward fold. Breathe right here. All right, on your next inhale, right leg goes back into a lunge. I'd like you to lower your right knee and maybe the top of your foot to the mat. Not a requirement, though, for the top of the foot. Your left hand is going to go to the inside of your left leg again. You'll see this one or two more times today on this video. Really keep those two together like I tied a strap around them. Okay? Then your right arm's going to reach up. Little more challenging because we're really closed down. So it might not be as easy to open up, which is fine. If your arm is here, that's great. Okay? And then go with me if you can or choose not to. But we're going to curl those right toes under and lift that right knee. So now you're in a bit of a lunge slash supported angle. Kind of odd. Then be cautious with that right knee and we're going to plant that right foot into our warrior two. So now we should be in a warrior two with that left hand, hopefully flat to the earth. Good. Now we're going to do a tricky move here. Exhale, plant your right hand. Turn those left toes out and turn your back right foot into a lunge. I know, it's like what? Wait, my head's spinning. So now I'm in a lunge with my left toes turned out slightly. I'm going to bring this right foot forward into a squat. So if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, watch. It looks like this. Right foot's going to come forward, toes turn out, squat it down. Got it? Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe it took a couple steps to get there. There's no shame in that. Take as long as you need. Okay, breathe into those hips. Heels do not have to be planted in this squat. Heels can be lifted. Butt doesn't have to be down that low. Butt can be high. Just find a squat that is appropriate for you. One more breath. I do love me a good squat. All right, hands come to the earth. Slowly begin to straighten those legs. And we'll pull that right foot in. Right foot pulls in. Inhale, left foot comes back into a lunge. Lower the left knee and the top of the foot to the mat. We're going to bring our right hand now to the inside of that right leg. Okay, every side is different. This side is different for me. Way more challenging. I'm going to try to inhale that left arm up to the sky or to the ceiling. Maybe not as easy this time. Maybe not as easy. And then again, you can stay right here, you guys. You don't have to follow along if you don't want. Or you can come with me. Curl those left toes under and lift that left knee. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. And then turn and plant that left heel down. So now you're in a warrior two legs with your right hand hopefully planted to the earth. And you're opened up into that really intense extended side angle. Take one more breath here. You got this. And then exhale as your left hand comes down. Your left foot turns into a lunge. Your right hand shifts, and we're going to step our right foot back. We're going to come to plank. So the top of a push-up. Top of a push-up, plank pose. And then exhale up and back, downward facing dog. And we'll rest here. Take a couple of big, deep breaths here. Feel free to pedal out your heels, shake out your legs, stretch out the backs of your legs, whatever feels good to you. We'll breathe here for 3 full breaths. And then inhale, gaze up to the front of your mat, and exhale, walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, come all the way up. We're going to reach all the way up. High mountain. And then exhale, mountain pose. Roll your shoulders up and back. Stand up nice and tall. Adjust your clothing. It's part of the practice. Take a big breath in. See if you can keep your lips zipped and exhale out through your nose. And again. On your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Maybe lift that chest into a slight back bend. Exhale, swan dive. Diving, forward fold. Forward fold. Grab a hold of opposite elbows and give yourself a hang. Let that head go. Don't be afraid to find a little bend of the knees, maybe a little sway of the upper body. One more breath. Exhale, release your hands. And we're just going to heel toe our feet out a little bit. So those toes are pointing to the edges of the mat. And exhale, squat it down one more time. Palms come together to heart center. Maybe your elbows rest on your knees. Find a pose that works for your body right here. Maybe that's just standing in mountain pose. Maybe it's a chair pose. Where's your body at? Where can you meet your body at? One more breath. As you exhale, your hands come to the earth and those legs straighten one more time. And we'll heel toe those feet back in so that they're in mountain pose, which typically is about 2 fist width apart from each other. And again, last one, inhale, circle sweep those arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, arms to your sides. Come towards the front of your mat. We've got one more extended side angle, and I think that's probably it for today. I think we're just going to stick with extended side angles. So you're going to take your right foot and you're going to step it way back into that warrior 2 pose again. See if you can challenge yourself a little bit. How far apart can you get them feet? Okay, and I always say dig in. I want you to dig into that left knee, like settle your body into it. Bend it. Make sure it's all lined up. I like nice aligned joints. Okay, inhale. As you exhale, that left hand is going to find its way to the inside of that left leg one more time. You've seen this enough now to this, you know where it's going. Now this right arm, however, we're going to do a little fancy move. You're going to take your right arm to the ground. You're going to bring it back towards that back right foot, and it's going to come all the way over. Look at that, and rest right above your head. Bicep and ear. I always say, I want your bicep and your ear to be good friends. You want to try to keep them aligned with each other. Maybe you're feeling a pull in your arm. If you want to grow a little bit of strength in that core, you're going to lift up so that those fingertips are just hanging out. However, my left leg and my left arm still have some connection with each other. And if you want to go, ooh, 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 keep that chest lifted. Good. One more breath. You got this. You are strong. You got this. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, windmill those hands to the earth. Back right foot turns into a lunge. And then step your left foot back to meet your right downward facing dog. Big breath in, fill up. Exhale, let it go. And again, inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, gaze up to the front of your mat, and exhale, walk your feet forward. Plant those feet. Palms together to heart center. Inhale, stand yourself up. Step your left foot back, coming right into that warrior two stance. Challenge yourself. Make it a little bit wider. Right hand, when you're ready to exhale, is going to come to the inside of that right leg. All right, left hand down to the earth. Take your left hand towards your left foot, up to the sky, and all the way around into that extended side angle. Bicep and ear, how's their relationship? Are they on the outskirts? They doing okay? Find that breath. And if you want to use your core strength, you're going to just lift up a little bit. Fingertips float over the mat. Opening your chest. So even though that right arm and that right leg are connected, they are not necessarily relying on each other to keep you up. They're just kind of have this soft connection. Breathe right here. You can do this. You are strong. Take one more breath. And then inhale up to your warrior two. Woo! Exhale, windmill those hands to the earth. Back left foot turns into a lunge. We're going to go to plank pose. So plant your hands, slide your right foot back to plank, the top of your push-up. Be strong here. You got this. Breathe. One more breath. And then exhale, knees to the earth. Tops of the feet to the earth. Oh, yay. Child's pose. Lower all the way down. Breathe. And then inhale up to all fours and walk it forward and come on to your glutes. Grace, you want to come do cool down with us? Want to come sit and do cool down with us? All right, let's cool it down a little bit. Go ahead and sit in a cross-legged seated position. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, find a twist. Are you going to cool down with us? Inhale up. Exhale, twist the other direction. Couple more times. Inhale, lift to center. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, easy twist. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the earth. Okay, you ready? Ready to show them how to be bendy? We're going to take that right leg long. So take your right leg long. And you're going to keep your left leg in. Yep, just like that. Okay, then we're going to sit up nice and tall. And just like we were doing all that extended side angle, we're going to take that right arm, reach it up. So take that arm. And as you reach, I want you to hinge at your waist and take that right hand to your toes or to your foot. Yes, and pull those toes back. You got it. Then we're going to take that left arm and reach it up. And depending on how bendy you're feeling today, Maybe that left hand will start to find your right foot. Yes, ma'am. You look good. Feel tight? Feel tight? Yeah. You guys feel tight over there? And then inhale, come back up. And we'll take it to the other side. Ready? Let's take it to the other side. Left leg comes out and your right leg pulls in. So it's like you're sitting in a crisscross position, but that left leg is long. Your body stays pointing forward. That left hand reaches up, and then exhale it to your toes. So if you notice, I'm just bending at my side waist. See how Grace is just bending right here at her side? That's what I'm doing too. Then we're going to inhale that right arm up. And exhale, bend and stretch. Reach. Maybe they'll find each other, maybe they won't. Good. And then inhale, come back up. And then we're going to take both legs wide. Both legs wide. And then we're going to take a big breath in. Uh-oh, I might have to sneeze. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Stand up nice and tall. I'm coming for you. Here I come. I want you to exhale. Walk your hands out in front of you. Maybe you have somebody in front of you you can give some lovin's to. If you're at home, my guess is maybe an animal, a dog. Dogs love yoga. Cats kind of do too. Kids definitely do. Don't you think? It's kind of fun. You can give some lovin' to whoever's in front of you. Then we're going to inhale and walk it back. Walk it back, walk it back. Oh, and then help those legs. Bring them in. Bring them in. Bend your knees. Feet to the floor. Give yourself a big hug. Tuck your chin down to your chest. Tuck your head down to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. And then on your next inhale, rise up. Hands come under the knees. Weight shifts back on your glutes. Lift your feet into a modified boat pose. Boat pose, modified. I like to modify my boat pose. Shine your chest up, 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 up. And then exhale, feet come down. Hug it in again. Hug it in, chin to chest, chin to knees. Inhale, come up, hands come back behind the knees, shine that chest up, shift your weight back, lift those feet, boat pose. You want to go a little bit farther, pull your core in strong and tight, reach your hands out. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Not my favorite pose. I'm just going to put that out there. I love that it brings strength to your body, but man, is it hard. And then hands come back to your knees, feet come to the earth, and again, wrap. We have one more time. One more. Here we go. Hands behind the knees. Inhale, come up. Try to keep your spine neutral. Shift your weight back. Lift your feet. Arms come out. Legs go straight. Breathe. Breathe. If you're shaking, that's what should be happening. And then exhale, release. Big hug.
I'll be back.
See, look at that. So challenging. My 6-year-old split. And then slowly take those legs straight out in front of you. And you can either just lay yourself back, just, arms come down, or you can do one more little bit of core move. Arms out in front of you. I'm going to lean myself forward a little bit more. And you're just going to roll it back. Rolling. Am I going to whack my head on the ground?
Nope.
Oh, all the way onto your back. Make sure that those shoulders are heavy. Make sure that your legs are long. Make sure that you've got a nice, easy breath. And if you're like me at all, you might be feeling this in your low back. So if you're in your Shavasana and you're like, oh, it's just a little pinchy, then it might be good for you to bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Let me get in here and windshield wiper your legs a couple of times before you Shavasana. Okay, and for some, there were so many years when I first started teaching, or not teaching, when I first started practicing, that my back hurt so bad I couldn't lay flat. So one of the best things I found was to keep my knees bent and my feet wide, and that helped release my low back. I couldn't do it. I couldn't lay flat. There was so much spasming in my low back. I had to find a more comfortable spot, and this helped a lot. So knees bent, feet wide, let those knees fall into each other, helps release tension in that low back. Any way you Shavasana is fine as long as you can relax. To the best of your ability, that is. I know there's stress. I know our minds go miles and miles an hour. But just do your best right here. We'll just be here for a moment. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your toes, move your fingers. And then slowly draw your knees up, and we'll make our way over onto our side. You're going to curl up into a ball into the fetal position. Okay, so knees pull in, head rests on your arm. Hi. This is also called the pose of rebirth. Seems appropriate for 2020. Feels like there's a lot of rebirth going on. Remembering that birth, it's not easy. It's hard. But we will come out of it better than when we went in it. I have faith in that. And then slowly begin to open your eyes. Bring yourself back. And gently begin to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Finding your space right here in your world right now. Thinking about what does that mean to you to pose of rebirth. Always think of the phoenix rising up from the ashes. Maybe you love where you're at right now. Maybe life is wonderful. Maybe you're in a place where you could use a little rebirth. Maybe rebirth is coming to you and you don't have a choice. Wherever you're at, just be here. Just for a moment. Breathe it in. Exhale out. Know that you are exceptional, that you are phenomenal, and that there is nobody else like you. No matter where you're at in this moment, in this world, it's really important that you're here. Take one more big deep breath into that. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, let's seal up our practice, reaching those arms wide up to the sky. Palms come together, sliding those palms down into your heart center, into that space of gratitude. Look at my little sneaker back behind me. Talk about exceptional. Have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever that looks like to you. I'm grateful that you are here. Namaste. Say namaste.
Namaste.
Good job.
How do we end it?
Right there. Say bye.
Bye.